thank you guys for watching. In this class, the class is going to be on Mugwort, or basically Moxibustion. Moxibustion is an old healing herbal remedy from the ancient Chinese secret. So it was from pretty much from Asia, and pretty much people from China or Asia, period. I think from some Indian cultures practice it as well. Some even from Brazil. Like if you think about it, some people with holistic Jamaicans, they definitely use smoked herbs in holistic healing as well. But it's basically derived from Asia. So moxibustion is from the mugwort. The mugwort either comes in a stick, cones, or you can actually make the mugwort into little balls or your own little incense sticks if you choose to. And so this one actually has different types of herbs inside of them. We'll go over what's inside of this later, but this is the class of what you're going to do with the facial. So the Mugwort stick, it's burnt on both ends only because I've been using this stick. But once you break it open, it looks like weed, basically. It looks like marijuana. Don't be driving down the road and saying, hey, this is a Mugwort stick, officer. No, no, no. Make sure it is. Make sure it ain't no, because he might think this is a cigar with weed. Be careful. So you unscrew the top. This is basically your carrier. Already have one lit inside. So basically it would come already screwed on. If I can get it screwed on. So it comes screwed on, but then to get the mugwort inside, for the moxibustion, you take it off, screw it, lefty loosey, righty tighty. It comes off. Inside the chamber, just like a round, if you have a gun, you put the round in the chamber. This is a chamber. And see how it's slowly burning right now, but let's just say it wasn't burning. Take your lighter, and even before the lighter, how do I get it on the stick? Unscrew, take the barrel off or chamber, and see how this little stick. So the stick is what you put the mugwort on. So it just goes in, put it back on, and we can re-burn it. But it's already burning right now, so we don't need to do that step, but I'm going to show you anyway. Put your barrel back on. Make sure it's not too super tight, but it's not going to come off. Make sure you take your lighter. Let's just say it wasn't burning. You need a torch lighter. Watch your client's hair. Make sure they don't have any chemicals in the hair. I don't care what nationality it is. These days, everybody puts something in their hair. Things are, pretty much flammable. Be careful. So just to the side, and all you're doing is lighting it inside. And you want to get a nice toasty ember, so when it gets a little red, then it's smoking like this constantly, it's good to go. Put your cap back on, or your cover. Try not to do this over the client's face or head, because if something falls or drops, it's a nightmare. Or daymare, because it's daytime. All right, so now that's on nice and tight. The top right here, you want to add a little bit of lubrication because you're going to be gliding over the skin. So normally I just use my oil, and I'll put a description of everything you need to purchase in the show me box or description box below the video, okay? So put a little bit in the hand. It needs about 1 pump, or 2 pumps. Handle gets greased up or lubricated up, just so you can glide on the face. And so it's still smoking. So over the face, making sure it's not too super hot. Make sure you do a roll test. Roll it on your skin. And before you apply it to somebody's skin, you do it on the arm. Just say, hey, look, this is how it's going to feel. Is that too bad? It feels good, right? But do that first. Don't actually just put something hot on somebody's face at all. Please don't. If you want to lubricate with the same oil, it's just a facial oil anyway. It's not going to cause comedones and all that good stuff. But when you roll it, see the air gets introduced into the chamber, more smoke comes out. So we're going to apply it to the skin, nice and slow. And then you check in with your client, ask them how it feels. Nikki, how does that feel?
It feels great.
It feels great. All right. So we started at the forehead. Long ways. You can go vertical if you want to, or this is actually horizontal. I like starting vertical, up and down, long ways. So I just start at the middle, split the head, going this way. Or you can go back to the opposite way, whichever way you want to. This is just a basic overview. So I'm gonna stop talking now and let you guys watch the video and the movements that I'm doing. And if it gets too hot, just let me know. Because sometimes it does. Once it gets down to like the nitty gritty, like the little small stubby, it burns really, really super hot. But right now we're doing okay. Make it a little more. Not too bad. Okay. This one's gonna be a little pressure because it's the end of it. Or I mean the top part. After the Moxibustion treatment, you now want to calm the client's scalp because the flame, the smoke, the herbs have been saturating into the skin and doing its medicinal business. So now we just take a few pumps of the oil. You can use either one. I like to use a frankincense oil. Frankincense is really, really good, calming, sedative. And it's moisturizing, doesn't hurt anybody's hair. And it smells good. See how it puts all the strands together? Look, that's the oil. So you just scoop on in, around the ears, going between those ears. Do your little scissor movements. And when I'm doing the scalp massage, the movements that I'm doing right now is just grabbing, grabbing, grabbing with thumbs and fingers at the same exact time. So again, here, palms, scoop back the hair, and then just like a velociraptor, the dinosaur with the claws, you grab on in there. And you really move that scalp. If the scalp isn't moving, you're not, well, it'll still feel good, but you really need to dig in there. Now, if your hands get tired, you can use your body weight. So that's why I'm always rocking forward. I use my body weight. So if I have my hands here, even leaning forward, it's pressure. If you back off of it, it's no pressure. But as soon as you lean in, it's pressure. You take off, on, forward, off, off. So you don't need to really use the muscles of your hands. You can actually just use pressure, even palm pressure. Palm, all I'm doing is going down, but it feels good because it pulls the hairs from the scalp, giving them a stretch. So you're just pulling, pull. Or you can go from side to side and then push in with your palms. You can do circles. Either way, it's still gonna feel great to the client. So you don't always have to He-Man it or, She-Hulk it, whatever you're gonna do, because you'll tire yourself out and you're like, damn, I only had 2 clients and I got 4 more to go. You're not even gonna wanna do it because you're tired, you're worn out. You are transferring their energy onto you. They're gonna feel great when they get off the table, but you, you just took all their baggage, for real. So whenever your client has a lot of hair, gorgeous hair, like good grief, this is wonderful, right? But you can't just stick your fingers up under there and just pull somebody's neck back because they have a lot of hair where it's like, oh, what the hell are you doing? You don't want to get it kinked up. That's why we don't wear neck or rings, have super long nails. Um, because yeah, stuff can get, caught on your fingers or snatched by jewelry. So make sure when you're underneath, you clear out all the hair. And so what I did was with this hand, I just lift it up, and this hand scoops and just checks for any other smaller hairs, and it wraps under this hand. Okay, that's all I did. And so they can just relax. And if they're still helping you, this muscle called the SCM, the sternoclavicular mastoid muscle, SCM, that muscle will pop out. So let's just say our client, like Nikki, if you can push your head upwards, or yep, right the other way, like that, like you're gonna do a side bend. There you go. Hers pops right on out. So that's how you'll know somebody's helping you. So let's just say my hand wasn't here and they're helping, right? It pops out. You will see this muscle pop the hell out. So when you tell them to relax, you just put your hand on their head into your hand, and that tells them, ah, and see, now it's flat. You will always know when somebody's helping you. Just tell them to relax. Hands, thumbs, right on the neck. Glide down. It's a lot of tightness in the back of our necks. We have a lot of pain, pressure, stress. Everything is always going to be derived from the back of the neck. And it comes right on up through the spinal cords. Goes right in here to the cerebellum. This is where we think, motor functions. We get stressed, we think about things. That's why they call in the movie X-Men, where Professor Xavier was always saying, oh, I need to go to Cerebro. Cerebro was that helmet he would put on his head, and it tapped into everybody's minds, thoughts, processes, their weaknesses, their strengths, their emotions. Cerebellum, cerebral. That's why it was called cerebral. So when you take away somebody's stress back here, really work into their neck, oh yeah, you're taking their pain away. Now sometimes it can be too much. Just go nice and slow. Remember, neck muscles are soft. You really don't have to go super hard unless they want you to go hard. So from here, you're gonna glide up with your fingers right here and just do circles. Now, if your other hand is getting in their way, you can always remove your hand if you want to. Don't cover somebody's ear hole on the other side because it feels like it's pumping. It's like, it feels weird. It's like a tunnel or airplane ride, and your ears get clogged. So when I have my hand pretty much in between her ear on the opposite side. Like I said, we're digging in, but not too hard. Circle, circle, circle. Right on up to the base of the ear, or middle auricular ear. You have lower auricular, middle, superior auricular, and then the medial auricular ear. You have 4 of them. Some people can move their ears. Those are auricular muscles, and they wiggle them. Or some people can wiggle their nose, like the lady Bewitched, and she could wiggle her nose. It was not auricular, but that was actually a nose muscle that most people don't have. I don't have that muscle. Corrugator muscle. I'll take that back. We don't have anyway. At the base of the skull, the occiput, or the ocular ridge back here, controls eyesight. So make sure you're gentle, not too hard. And all you're doing is stroking the back of the occiput. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing, pull back, grabbing, pull back on the skin, grabbing, almost like a crab grab. Snap, snap, and I'm really focusing right here at the occiput. And you'll feel its little grooves, like right in here, it's like a little notch, little bumpy area on all of our heads. We don't notice it because we have hair. And I know you can't see my thumb, but my thumb's underneath her scalp, and all I'm doing is doing circles with my thumb, grinding that scalp. Now we're about to go to the other side. You don't want them in this position for too long, maybe up to 10 minutes, but anything over that, no. So right in between the ears, you can either do index finger, is a little bit better, but I like going in between my middle finger and index finger. And right here, all I'm doing is turning the client over. And they rest on your hand, or you can take your hand away if you want to. Making sure all the hairs are out of the way so you don't get hooked on anything or you press on their hair. Even if their hair's out here and you're pressing in, some people won't like that at all, even though it's not hurting them, but it don't feel right, like it don't even sound right either, because it's their hair. Don't do that, please don't. Just move it to the sides. Now remember the neck, we're gonna scoop in. Underneath, just like a taco, we're holding it, or a hot dog, holding a hot dog. Yeah, same thing, same grip position, underneath the neck. And that thumb does circles or long strokes. And I can definitely feel tension as tight as on the wet over here, but we're gonna work it out. And that's why you go slow. Don't go fast trying to work something out. Right, and see how she flinches a little bit? Yes, these are your scalene muscles. Scalene muscles are very, very reactive. Let's just say you get into an accident, and the muscles that really get super injured are the scalenes. Like if somebody rear ends you and you go forward real fast, these muscles tighten up. And they can easily pop, rip, snap. Yes, you can't even turn your neck. That's whiplash. Now, if you can't even turn your shoulders with your neck, that's the longest coli muscle that's on your vertebrae. That's what actually kind of holds up our neck muscles. Now, that's a super injury. That's something where an 18-wheeler probably hit you, and you probably got that neck brace thing with your shoulders pinned down. Yeah, that's beyond whiplash. I don't want any of us to go through that. That's horrible. But when you get that sensation, those are the scalenes, so be careful. So see how I'm saying even the the beads, they got caught only because of this piece. If it's smooth, it's no problem. But if you have something that's catchy or sharp, then yes. So be careful, bracelets and beads and necklaces. Let's say she has super wonderful, long, gorgeous hair, just like Nikki here. If I have anything hanging from my neck, even if it is for religious reasons, tuck it inside your shirt. If you have it dangling, and if I lean into her body right here, and the chain is hanging, and I come up and it pulls, or woof, you don't, Or if I'm close right here and then I stand up real quick and it's, yeah, it has happened. I've seen some nightmare stories happen. So just use caution, be safe. You end the strokes with the calming cat claws or cat pounces or whatever. You know when the cat trying to sneak up on you, little kitten or whatever, or regular cat. Oh yeah, that tiger in the jungle. You don't hear it. Oh yeah, but it's there. It goes one by one. Yeah, he don't be running up on you until you're like 2 feet away. You're like, they sneak up on you one by one. Like the ninja when he's walking on those floors, or she's walking, the deadly ninja, she crazy. Oh yeah, she be walking one by one. She don't be running all fast. So you can hear her. Nope. She gets rid of your ass silently. And so these are just finishing strokes, side to side, one by ones, or you can do 2 by 2 at the same time. You can pull their hair back. And it's nice and silky smooth, shining. Make sure the eyebrows, side, finish them off. Thank you guys for watching.